What have you inherited besides your last name? As I sit here on the shoreline, watching the Atlantic Ocean breathe against the sand, I find myself listening to something deeper than the waves crash. The tide is speaking in rhythms older than memory, older than history itself. Each wave arrives with purpose, only to surrender itself upon the shore before quietly returning to the sea. It never resists. It never clings. It simply becomes what it was always meant to be. For much of my life, I did not realize that I was watching my own story unfold. The ocean has always been my companion. As a boy growing up in the South Carolina Lowcountry, I knew these waters only as places to explore. The creeks, marshes, and beaches were playgrounds where curiosity grew naturally. I had no idea that these same waters had witnessed one of the greatest ruptures in human history. Long before I was born, ships crossed this Atlantic carrying men, women, and children whose names would disappear into history, but whose courage would continue to flow through generations until it reached me. The waves remember what people often forget. Every tide that touches this beach has crossed the same ocean that carried unimaginable suffering and extraordinary resilience. Standing here today, I realize that I am not merely a descendant of survival. I am the continuation of an unfinished possibility. Every ancestor who endured hardship unknowingly created the opportunity for someone like me to ask questions they never had the freedom to ask. Who am I? Why am I here? What does it truly mean to become? Those questions eventually became the foundation of Emergence. For years, I searched for answers in achievement, responsibility, service, and knowledge. My career in the United States Air Force taught me discipline. Public service taught me leadership. Family taught me love. Yet beneath every accomplishment remained a quieter question that refused to disappear. Was I living from conscious choice? Or was I simply acting out patterns inherited from generations before me? That question changed my life. Slowly, I began to recognize that much of what we call identity is often conditioning. We inherit beliefs, fears, loyalties, assumptions, and expectations long before we possess the awareness to examine them. Like the tide, they move us without our realizing it. Yet unlike the tide, we have the remarkable ability to pause, observe, and choose another direction. That realization became my emergence. Emergence is not about becoming someone else. It is about uncovering who has always been waiting beneath the layers of conditioning. It is the quiet courage to observe rather than simply react. It is learning that awareness creates possibilities where habit once ruled. It is discovering that the greatest freedom is not found in changing the world first, but in changing the consciousness through which we experience it. The ocean has taught me this lesson better than any classroom. No two waves are identical, yet every wave belongs to the same sea. Each one rises, fulfills its purpose, and returns, making room for the next. Human lives are much the same. We are shaped by those who came before us, yet we are never imprisoned by their experiences. We honor them most not by remaining where they stood, but by carrying their journey one step further. As I watch the horizon disappear into the endless blue, I no longer see the Atlantic as a barrier between continents. I see it as a bridge between generations, between memory and possibility, between survival and awakening. The waves continue their timeless conversation with the shore. Today, I finally understand why I keep returning, not simply to remember where I came from, but to remind myself of who I am still becoming.